Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. It is Allie with Home Buying Tips from Allie, and I'm so excited to have my guest speaker here, Chris Montiel of ERA Valley Pro Real Estate, and they're located in Visalia, California. Thank you so much for coming out here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Allie.
Sure. So are you ready for Thanksgiving? I can't believe Thanksgiving's already next week.
I know. I'm really excited to be able to stuff my stomach. So it's going to be fun.
We all know a way to a man's heart's through his stomach, right?
Then I got to go back to the gym.
Yeah. So, Chris, how long have you been a realtor?
So I've been in real estate for 4 years now. I got licensed in 2015. Actually in December of 2015, so yeah, it'll be 4 years coming up.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, so it's been a good journey so far.
And so what is it about real estate that you personally enjoy?
Well, I like the fact that I get to help people with one of the biggest assets that they could possibly have other than like a jet or something, you know what I mean? So like the common person would buy a home, and being able to just giving those keys and just knowing that you did a good job for them, that's really what got me into it.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Especially when you see the struggle and you hear the stories, and then they finally get keys in their hands,
right?
And they get to walk in, that threshold moment, right, where you finally get your house.
Yes,
it's so rewarding,
so exciting, and but it does take a lot of work to get there.
Oh, it does.
On everybody's part, most definitely.
And speaking of work, I know you deal with a lot of first-time home buyers and people who have never purchased a home, and people who are very confused, and they think they have to have all this money in the bank and they have to have this and that. Where does the home buying process really start?
Well, I mean, unless you're really well off and you have cash to just go buy the home that you want, really it starts with where your credit's at. So knowing where you're at is super important, and that's where some of those down payment assistance programs will come into play. But there are rules and guidelines about all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely not a lender, so if you want to know more about how you can get into that, we can get you referred to a great lender that can help you with that.
So mentioning that, when someone is out there on the weekend and they're looking at all these open houses, but they're not pre-qualified yet, and they walk into your home and they see this home and I just got to have it, Chris, I'm ready to make an offer, and then you ask them the dreaded question, do you have your pre-approval letter with you? And they say no. And
they say no, yeah. That happens quite a lot, actually. One of the biggest things that I would definitely recommend is speaking to a lender to kind of see where you stand. As far as not being there credit-wise, don't give up. There's a lot of people that I've worked with that have taken the time to know where they stand and figure out how they're going to get to their goal, which is getting the house. So it just takes a lot of determination and being able to jump hurdles, but that kind of thing will happen. So really just taking the time to know where you're at and then moving forward from there. I think that's a huge step. But being pre-qualified is one of the biggest things I would have to say to purchase a home, because you know your budget, you know what your monthly payment's going to look like, what your interest rate's going to look like, and then you could really realistically set expectations for you and your family and get into that home rather than not. So
exactly, yeah. And and it's a lot more than just credit, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, I have an excellent score, but do you have the income? Do you have the job longevity? Do you have the tax returns done, like everything that they need? And that's why your loan officer is so important to you.
Right.
And then they give you that pretty piece of paper that says, I get to go shopping.
Yes.
So what happens when I get that piece of paper that says I am approved and now I get to go shopping and I walk into your open house?
So that's a super exciting time to be pre-approved for a home loan. And you come in and you really like the house that I'm holding open. We can first, I want to make sure that you're not already working with a real estate agent. That's very important to me personally, because being in the business, it's a pretty unique business. We don't get paid by the hour. We get paid for the results that we give, and I think that's why it's such a fair give and take from the realtor to the client. But I mean, really, let's look and see what we can do to get you in the home once you get that pre-approval letter, and work out the terms and different things that come during the process. So.
Now, you mentioned, working with other real estate agents. We know there's so many valuable real estate agents out there in this industry. What should someone consider when they're looking for an agent?
Right. So when you're looking for an agent, especially if you've never bought real estate, I would look at reviews. Try to get as much information as you possibly can. Maybe even Google them. But at the end of the day, I would interview a couple and see, do I like this person? Because usually we like to do business with people that are like us, right? Mm-hmm. So not only that, but the biggest and most important thing I would say about all of that is, can I trust this person to handle one of the biggest transactions of my life?
Right.
And if you can answer that question and it's very solid, then that's the person you should definitely go with.
I agree. Now, I think a lot of fear in first-time home buyers is everyone's afraid of the costs. They think, if I call you, it's going to cost me money. But you're going to take me from open house or from home to home to home. You're going to show me all of these wonderful homes. You're going to educate me on all these homes. And how much are you going to charge me as a buyer for all this work?
So it's really interesting. A lot of people think that we charge fees up front, or you have to pay a buyer's agent. Here in California, all the fees are paid for by the seller. So my service to you as a buyer would be free. So that's one reason why you should definitely look into having an agent. One, they know what they're doing, and two, we'll get the job done for you and around the criteria and parameters that make your situation unique.
So all of those hours, you're going to take me from home to home to home because I can't make up my mind on what I want. Mm-hmm. And you're going to put all these miles on your car, mm-hmm. and you're going to answer all my text messages and answer all my phone calls, and you're not going to charge me a dime.
No,
as a buyer.
Yeah, as a buyer, correct. So we get paid as per the result. So I don't get any type of compensation until you get the property of your liking and that you're satisfied with.
That's
most
awesome.
importantly.
That's so awesome. A lot of people don't realize that. But we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back after these messages.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Since 2004, the Souza Group, brokered by eXp Realty, has specialized in premier property listings and sales located in the Clovis Unified and North Fresno markets. The Souza Group will do their best to exceed your expectations. Visit ClovisUnifiedHomes.com. If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. 559-213-9430 and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot. Located at 32954 Road 222 in North Park, California, the Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at KernFamilyFarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Doctor in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drinsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drinsukasa.com today.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. So I am here with Chris Montiel of ERA Valley Pro Real Estate, located in Visalia, California. And we've been hearing some awesome things about home buyers and first-time home buyers. So we mentioned all the fees and how there's no fees involved for you to represent me as a buyer, or for you to represent anyone as a buyer, because your services are free to us, right? So let's say that we've been going around to all these homes, and I finally find the house that I'm in love with, and I have my awesome piece of paper that says I am approved to buy this home.
Great.
What's the next step? What should I consider when negotiating an offer for the home I want to buy?
So there's a couple things that I would recommend that anyone consider when purchasing a home, and that would be to know that there's an earnest money deposit of $1,000. That's an expense that comes with the offer, and it's a deposit that goes into escrow, and it shows the seller that you're absolutely serious and you really want to purchase this home. Another thing I'd like to mention is the home inspection as well. That could be anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on the home inspector. So that's another like on top of thing to think about as well. And then on top of that, the appraisal is anywhere from $400 to $600. So those are some things some expenses that'll probably come up. Well, most likely will, unless you're paying cash, of course. Now going into the offer, what should I know about the offer, right? So one of the big things besides just the purchase price and asking for closing costs, which I'm sure a lot of everybody's heard what all that is. There's terms like, are we going to close the escrow in 30 days? Am I going to take a washer and dryer or a refrigerator? That's in the contract as well. How much money am I going to put down? How much is the loan amount? Am I going to pay cash? There's all these different things that need to be taken into account and tailored to your specific situation, because each situation is going to be unique. And depending on what loan type you're working with, because there's a few different loan types you could be working with. Typically, as a first-time home buyer, they usually see the FHA loans that are 3.5 down that you can get down payment assistance with. But really, that's a conversation you really want to have with your realtor and make sure that all of your concerns are getting answered through the offer, as far as like, are we going to close in 30 days? Are we putting $1,000 or $2,000 to make our earnest money deposit, capture the seller? Do we have multiple offers on the table? There's so many different variables to talk about with your realtor when making an offer. So those are just a few things that you should definitely keep in mind.
So everyone has a selling price or an asking price that they're asking for their home.
Right.
Do we always have to give or offer what they're asking for? Is there some wiggle room? What's been your expertise or your opinion on that type of negotiating?
Right. So no, you don't always have to give the full list price. To get the home, obviously, I would recommend it, especially if the home's been on the market for, let's say, 5 days, and I find out as your realtor, let's say, that there's 2 or 3 other offers. Then the strategy that you might want to take on how you offer might be different from if there was no other offers on the table and the house had been sitting on the market for, I don't know, 30 days or more. Then you'll have a lot more negotiation room in terms of price and maybe even closing costs too. One thing I do run across writing up offers with buyers is they'll want to really chip away at the asking price and ask for full closing. We can do it. It's just going to be really hard to execute. But as long as you're aware, it's really what your decision is. I'm the advisor here to help answer any questions to help you make the best decision for you and your family.
Okay. Now, let's say I find the home and the asking price is not what that lovely app called Zillow is showing me.
Gotta love that, a lovely app. Zillow. Where do we start?
Yeah.
I'm teasing. But with Zillow, it's a Zestimate for a reason, and if they were actually had people that went to your house, like us real estate agents do, to help give value, they would understand that condition plays a big role in that, and knowing the street to street, because Zillow won't know that from this street on is $300,000 price range, as to this street on this way is $150,000. That could happen at any city at any time.
Exactly.
So those kind of things, and those are the kind of things that I think are definitely keeping us as real estate professionals in the game, as far as like the online presence and Zillow and different online competitors trying to push out the real estate agent. I don't think that's really going to happen.
No, exactly. I agree. Okay, so Chris, we just negotiated the deal,
Okay.
and luckily the seller accepted my offer.
Oh my goodness.
And, well, actually, before they accept my offer, how long does the seller have to accept my offer? Because I'm over here thinking I made an offer, I'm going to get the home.
Right.
But they have a certain amount of time to actually accept or decline the offer.
Right. So in the contract, it's actually built to be 3 days unless otherwise specified. You can give them less than that. You can give them more than that. But typically, it's 3 days unless you specify.
And have there been instances where people have taken a little bit longer than the 3 days a lot of time?
Yeah, that does happen, especially when there's multiple offers on the property. They want to see how many competing offers they can have come in, because when you're representing a seller, that's what you want to see for your seller, is not just one person, the only one, or who knows, possibly only one that wanted your home. We want like multiple people, so we can get you the best terms and get you the most money.
So one thing that you mentioned earlier when we came back from break was some of the expenses that we should be considering while purchasing a home. So everything went great. My offer got accepted.
Right.
And now you mentioned I have to go open and deposit an earnest deposit into escrow. Can you educate us more on that?
Okay, so you can do this a couple different ways. So the earnest money deposit is that good faith deposit that I talked about, showing the seller, hey, I really want to get into this home. I'm really serious about moving forward, hence the good faith part. Now you can, usually I like to have my buying clients go in there and write just a personal check for the $1,000, and they'll go ahead and record it and put it in. But that's something that I think very few people are aware of, because they're so worried about the down payment and the closing costs. If you are working with one of those FHA loans that covers the down payment and possibly even some of those closing costs, my job really is to make sure that you're coming in as little out of pocket as possible, so that way you can do whatever you need to do after you get into the home. Or let's say there's other moving expenses, like let's say just a moving van and different things like that. Those are other things that you should be aware of. But definitely the home inspection, and as a buyer, that's usually a customary thing that you would pay for, and you can kind of go ahead and look at the report, see what's going on. If there's anything that concerns you, and right off the gate, we can ask for it, and just see what we can negotiate out. And so, yeah.
So with the earnest deposit, do I have to run immediately to the title company, or do I have
Right.
X amount of days to go deposit that?
Right. So once a contract is accepted, 3 days from the day of acceptance, we'd have to have that earnest money deposited.
And then another thing I think that a lot of people don't understand is, does the earnest deposit go towards my down payment on the house?
You know, it can go a couple different ways. I've heard it go in a couple different ways, just because of the lending institution or how they want to credit it. Sometimes they'll refund you it back. Sometimes they'll just put it in with a down payment and give you that. There's just a couple ways that I've heard that work out. So I mean, it could vary.
Okay. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these words.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Since 2004, the Souza Group, brokered by eXp Realty, has specialized in premier property listings and sales located in the Clovis Unified and North Fresno markets. The Souza Group will do their best to exceed your expectations. Visit clovisunifiedhomes.com. If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. 559-213-9430 and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine, available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at kernfamilyfarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Doctor in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drinsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drinsukasa.com today.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I'm here with Mr. Chris Montiel of ERA Valley Pro Real Estate, located in Visalia, California. So, Chris, before the break, we were talking about, I just got my offer approved. I just went down to title company and I put in my earnest deposit. And you had mentioned these other little miscellaneous expenses such as escrow and and home inspection fees, and then there's termite fees, and then there's all these little things that I need to be prepared for.
Yeah,
so can you educate me on that?
So now that we're in escrow and things are going good, we're going to get our earnest money deposit in there. We have a 17-day window to do our due diligence inspections on the property, whatever pertaining to the property, whether it be like a septic tank inspection for the rural properties, whether it be a home inspection just to see what the general condition is of the home, the appraisal. So we have all that going on in the 17 days of the escrow that has just started. So now what we want to do is get the home inspection out of the way, get that report back, see what the concerns are, specifically whatever concerns that you might have as a buyer. Get those ready to go in what we call a request for repairs. So a request for repairs is you do your home inspection, you get the items together that you feel you want the seller, you want to ask the seller to fix or replace, and then they have the opportunity to say, yes, I will take care of these items, or no, I won't. They're not obligated to do that unless otherwise specified in the agreement somewhere.
Or it's an FHA.
Or if it's an FHA loan, depending on what it is, like if it's an appraisal condition, depending on what it is, you usually get that knocked out because that's a lender required repair. And what that is if that doesn't get taken care of, the lender is not going to fund the loan, and that's something we just cannot have for a buyer.
So, Chris, I work a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
How am I supposed to squeeze in all of these inspections and work? Who coordinates all of that?
So I actually help coordinate all that along with my TC at the office.
What's a TC?
A TC. So a TC is a transaction coordinator that helps us with a lot of the paperwork involved in the transaction to purchase your property. Excuse me. They help us get a lot of the real estate paperwork processed. They keep in touch with escrow and making sure we're keeping deadlines so we can keep the transaction moving along and in a timely manner as well.
So she keeps you in check.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta love those transaction coordinators.
Yeah, they are definitely lifesavers. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, so besides that, you mentioned, I have a question for you.
Okay.
A lot of times people are flipping houses and they're remodeling houses.
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually.
Should I take that for granted and assume that that house is safe not to avoid having a home inspection?
Right. So I would definitely recommend that you still get one, even on a new construction house. Just because there's been work done and things have been updated doesn't mean you can't really know for sure unless you get an inspection that the work was done properly. So really, again, it's really up to you as the buyer to make that decision, but I highly recommend that you get that done, even on a new inspection house. I'm sorry, a new construction house.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny because I actually went with a client to go look at a home.
Oh, yeah?
And it was a flip. Mm-hmm. And the wires were actually cut and crossed. And it was just a fire hazard waiting to happen.
And you put it in a junction box?
No.
Huh? Yeah.
So you really have to, home inspections are so vital.
Yeah, and depending on the loan type too, like let's say you have an FHA loan you're working with and you see this beautifully redone house, and turns out your agent calls the other agent and they've only owned the property for, let's say, 50 days. Well, there's a rule in place with FHA loans that the seller of a flipped property cannot sell to someone using an FHA loan if they haven't owned the property for 90 days. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what that might entail for an in general situation, but it's more of a specific thing that we would have to kind of work our way around. Okay. There's ways to do it, but you just got to think out of the box and be creative as a realtor. So
I've put down my money.
Mm-hmm.
My offer got accepted. I already went through all of these inspections, did what I had to do, and what can I do to ensure that my property is going to close on time? Because I want keys now.
Exactly, and now it being the holidays coming up, we definitely want to get you your keys.
Yeah.
So things that I would avoid until your house has closed and recorded with the county, I would recommend that you don't spend several $1,000s on like a brand new boat or a brand new car. Or even new furniture for your house. Wait until escrow is closed, because that could definitely affect your chances of getting the loan, because they look at this thing called debt to income ratio, and if you're showing more debt than your income, that could just kill the whole loan altogether. So that's something we definitely want to stay away from and avoid if possible.
What about changing jobs while I'm in escrow?
Yeah, changing jobs, that can be another thing that I would stay away from as well. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because I've had that happen a couple times and they weren't able to get it, and I felt super just defeated for them, because they had been working with me for about a year or two, and you just changed jobs, and I was like, no.
So the key is you don't get anything, you don't do anything to your credit, you don't do anything with your job until Chris physically hands you your keys, correct?
Yes. Let's make sure that it's not an emotional roller coaster, because it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of emotions tied into this, and that's why I'm here to be the support for you as well, not just be your realtor, but I know how the process goes as far as from an emotional standpoint. So it's good to have somebody in your corner backing you up that knows what's going on.
Okay, so now I'm going to switch hats. I am no longer a first-time home buyer. I am now someone who owns a home, but I want to sell my home to buy another home.
Great.
So can I purchase my next home simultaneously while selling my home?
Yes, there are ways to get that done, and only one move too. So you would only have to move once, and so what I would recommend is talk about getting your property on the market, what we need to do there. The difference in the situation a little bit, though, is that just like when you first went to go to see the lender the first time, you're going to want to make sure you do that again to see where you're at, and it's really pertinent to know whether you have to sell your house or if you don't have to sell your house to get into your next one, because your loan officer should be able to tell you that. Now, if you don't have to sell it, then your time frame is going to be a little bit flexible. Even if you want to sell it but you don't have to, you'll have more flexibility with being able to close concurrently on your next home, because you don't have to make your home contingent, one of those realtor words, upon having somebody purchase your property before you can get into the next one. Now, let's say you have to sell your house. Now, that's a whole different entire thing right there, because now we have to put these contingencies in place and let the buyer know on your property that this is contingent upon you finding your replacement home, and on the other end, letting the seller know that this purchase is contingent upon you selling your house. So those are the two mechanisms we use to help protect our clients when making that kind of transition. But we can talk more about that as it goes to specifics with each person.
Okay. Now, we're all seeing all these gorgeous new construction homes being built throughout the valley.
They are nice.
And they all have their own in-house realtors that are physically there. Do I need to use one of their realtors, or can I have someone like you represent me who doesn't work for the builder?
So we can still help you, us as realtors, we can still help you purchase new construction. Just keep in mind that those agents that are at that new construction, they're paid for and they work for the builder, which would be, the seller, and in other words. So they're looking out for the seller's best interest rather than yours, more often than not. I've seen it happen a lot, and so if you want somebody to be working on your behalf, and the seller's still gonna, the new construction builder, they're still gonna pay the buyer's agent's commission, so it's still a good idea. You don't have to use us, but I would highly recommend it, just to make sure that nobody's trying to pull a fast one on you, because the difference between resale and new construction is the fact that I'm writing the contract when it's resale, right? And when it's new construction, I'm not writing the contract. So I don't know what's in there. I don't know who wrote it up or what lawyer did what. So you've got to look at those contracts really with a fine-tooth comb and have a professional that you trust doing that. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be back after these words.
Hi everyone, I am Sparkle Sujan with the Everything Sparkle Show. Tune in every Thursday live at 4 p.m. You will see people that are motivational, inspirational, inspiring, and of course, entertaining. We have a great time. We'll learn things about how big celebrities are inspiring big names here in Fresno. Hugh Hefner is the reason we have Fresno Magazine, and Gnarly Charlie got his start because Johnny Carson told him to. So, tune in, you'll learn something new, and have a good time.
Visit the beautiful city of Exeter and visit ExeterChamber.com. The Chamber's mission is to promote, support, and enable Exeter to prosper, creating a strong local economy, promoting community, and providing networking opportunities. Follow the Chamber on Facebook and Twitter, or give the Chamber a call at 559-592-2919. Peachy's Catering for all your special occasions. Available to cook any variety of foods and desserts that will leave your taste buds wanting more. Call 559-558-2682 and follow Peachy's on Instagram and Facebook.
Is everything in life draining you? Come to Stretch 360. Our professional staff can offer you many options for relaxation like deep tissue or hot stone massages, infrared medical grade sauna. Once you leave us, you'll look and feel like $1,000,000. Stretch 360. Relaxation is only a stretch away.
Call Nicole Hamilton McManus at 559-917-3040 to buy this perfect, romantic, rustic ranch with a 2-home setup. Located only 12 miles from the entrance to Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Parks. This beautifully maintained property boasts of amenities and custom features. The main home is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,670 square feet. The guest home is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with 1,163 square feet. Also features a 75-foot lap pool, a cabana, a beautiful garden, and 2 small nearby ponds. Call Nicole Hamilton McManus at 559-917-3040. The Art of Becoming Who We Are in Christ by Jolene Kennedy is a book about the process of maturity as we find our true identity, since God's promises must be received, embraced, and activated within us. Get your copy today and check out JoleneKennedy.com. Fleet Feet Fresno is more than just a running and sportswear store. Fleet Feet Sports' mission is to provide runners and other active Fresnans with gear that fits their individual needs, training that helps them reach their fitness goals, and races that satisfy their competitive spirit. Get to know Fleet Feet Fresno today.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am here with Chris Montiel of ERA Valley Pro Real Estate, located in Visalia, California. And so Chris, remember I had changed my hat. Now I'm a seller.
Right. That's right.
But I see a lot of these for sale by owner signs, and what's the benefit of not using a realtor? Is there a benefit?
Well, a lot of the times what I hear is we want to save the money for the fees, the realtors, the real estate fees. Because let's keep in mind, the seller is usually forking over not only just the buyer's agent, but if they have an agent helping them with facilitate the sale of the property, there's a fee for that too. So is that really saving you money? I personally would say I don't feel like it's doing you any good to not have somebody who is licensed take care of the sale of your home for a couple reasons. One of the biggest ones being the liability, especially being here in the state of California. I'd highly recommend with a lot of everybody's sue happy appetite out here, to be as protected as possible throughout the whole transaction. And not only that, but a lot of people will think that, we just market the property and put it in escrow and our job is done. No, I mean, that's where our job really actually begins. I mean, marketing the property, finding that buyer, that's hard enough. That's like stage one of like a quest or something. This second stage would be making sure that everything's in place to get it to close and get what you're looking for out of it, out of the sale. So yeah, I think it would be better. I mean, obviously you're not obligated to here in the state of California to sell with a realtor, but do I think it's a great idea to have somebody in your corner? Because most of the time you as a seller are working a 40-hour job on top of trying to sell your home. That's another 40-hour job right there that you could take. Yeah, and then all the calls that come in, it can be very, very interesting at times. That's for sure.
And then also I've heard of sometimes properties that were for sale by owner not being recorded properly, or things didn't get handled the right way because they didn't have that professional helping them and assisting them in the transaction.
Right, yeah. I mean, that could happen, and then you could be on the hook for a tax lien and not even know it when you try to sell your property on the next go-round. When that buyer tries to sell, and that could be grounds for them to come back and sue you. And so that's where the liability is. So, I mean, could having a real estate agent save you some money and just liability? Absolutely, because we're making sure that all the contracts are being written properly and everything's going through escrow and double, triple checked even, to make sure that everything is transferred in the best possible manner, so that way we can avoid problems like that. Absolutely.
So aside from in addition to everything you're telling me right now, what is the benefit of having a real estate agent helping me sell my home, like from start to finish? From start to finish, right. So you're hiring a professional to not only help you price your home, because that's really important. That's one of the biggest reasons why a home sells is the price. I mean, I feel anything priced right is going to sell, regardless of what it is, right? So not only that, but again, you're most likely working a job to be able to get into the house anyway, and then taking on the role as a realtor. You're going to get calls all the time from other realtors. We're already used to that. Let us take care of that for you so you can enjoy the time that you have with your family and loved ones, and be able to use all of that time for what you want to do, not just answering calls and getting potential people to look at it. And one of the other biggest things I would say is a big benefit is the exposure that us agents can provide to you, not only just through Zillow or any online presence, but I mean through the MLS in general. There's I want to say over 1,400 agents in the Visalia area, Tulare County area, and here in Fresno I think it's around 4,300, right? Wow.
So I mean, as a home seller, would it be okay for you to just talk to a couple agents that have a couple buyers? Do you think that's going to get you the most money, or do you feel that exposing your house to thousands of agents who might have buyers is going to get you the most money? Which one do you would feel would be better? I mean, I would go with plan 2 all the time.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, real estate is a numbers game.
It is.
It is.
It is. And speaking of that, what causes a home to sell? Like, what do you feel is the most important thing that helps the home move faster?
Right. I think there's, not only do I think, but I feel that there's 4 main reasons why a home does sell or doesn't sell. And I would got to say the first one I already mentioned is price. If it's priced right, it will sell. Absolutely. And then the second thing would have to be presentation, keeping the home ready for showings, making sure that it looks nice and it smells nice. You'd be surprised that smells go a long way with home buyers. They're gonna remember how your house smelled, and that could be a make or break as well. So and getting professional pictures taken, right? So I know I've seen pictures that don't really do justice, or there's not very many. I mean, and that's what you're paying for to your agents. You know, are you getting that service? Because at the end of the day, I'm not a photographer, but I want to bring people into your house. So let me hire somebody to do that for you. And depending on the price point, we'll even do drone videos and things like that to better present it online, because that's usually where people are starting their search anyway to.
That's awesome. An aerial view of the property?
Yeah, absolutely. It does wonders. The last house I did that for, we sold that house under 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
What about things such as convenience in schools and the school district and things like that? Does that ever come into play for some people?
It can. I mean, and then again, it just comes back to your preferences at that point. Do you want to be in this school district or this school district? I mean, those kind of things, you'll have to see what's best for you and your family, because let's say you want to be in this school district, well, that might limit my ability to help you, or not, just depending. But on top of the presentation and any schools, there was two other things that I forgot to mention. I don't remember.
It's okay.
But the other two, accessibility, right? So accessibility is the third thing that I would say, because if we can't get people to see your house and what it looks like in person and the condition, there's like little to no chance you're going to get any offers written up on the property.
Right.
And then the last thing I would say is the marketing. And that's something that I'll take care of to the fullest extent that I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
Because there's different ways to help market your property. With the videos, doing the Facebook thing, but not only that, our company, specifically ERA, we're worldwide marketing, so we're all over the world in a couple different countries, and I kind of say that a little bit sarcastically, because we have, I think, over 50 countries, that we're in, and
wow.
Being able to expose your home to not only people here locally or nationally, but internationally, it opens up the market for you big time to get top dollar, because the foreign investors, they're looking for housing that has the most rights attached to it, right? So it's big. It's a big deal for an international investor to come in. Because in their country, let's say, they might not have as many property rights as we do here in the United States. So that's one of the huge things. I think it was like a couple $1 trillion that were exchanged in international sales too.
Wow.
Within the last last year or so.
Those are big numbers.
Trust me, look that up. But
yeah,
I mean, it's huge. It's huge. So just getting the most exposure possible is definitely one of the biggest things possible when you're looking to get the most for your home.
Well, I know you mentioned marketing. What are some of the best ways to expose my home to all of the potential buyers out there?
I can't stress it enough. The MLS is probably one of the best ways to do it, because most of the home buyers that are serious are going to be working with real estate agents, right? Like first-time home buyers, right? People that have to relocate within 2 weeks. They're not going to try to do that on their own. They're going to get somebody with professionals. So who does that leave you as a for sale by owner as far as buyers go, right? So that leaves you the investors that are trying to lowball on your house and try to get it and make a profit on your house. And then you have the people that had no intention of buying anyway, that just want to see what your house looks like. Right. So that's one of the biggest ways to get exposure. It's not only that, but they're really good agents. They're out there talking to people, making phone calls, just getting the general awareness, because you never know who's going to end up buying that property. And the more proactive ways that we're doing it, the better off my client's going to be.
Awesome. Well, we are going to be back after a few words from our sponsors here.
When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro. Email GaryTorres5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gail Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matt Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit JuneandMattPhoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss G. I offer fun and affordable promotion and advertisement on my talk show. It is called Fresno Vibes. We talk, we play awesome music. I also feature a bunch of different bartenders from different places. I like to have restaurants. I like to have any event, any kind of fun stuff. Contact me at rmgmissg@gmail.com and we will have so much fun and we will promote your business, promote your event right here on my show. So contact me. We'll have fun. Thank you.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am here with Chris Montiel of ERA Valley Pro Real Estate located in Visalia, California. He's been giving us some awesome tips on how to buy a home, purchase a home, and all of this valuable information. And now we're down to the final question.
Oh my goodness.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So what are the different loan types that are available out there for clients?
Okay, so what I've come across and worked with, besides cash, of course, everybody knows about that. We have FHA loans, which are Federal Housing Administration loans. Those are insured by the government and have the lowest down payment that is asked for, about usually 3.5% down, and that's pretty good loan to work with, especially if you don't have a lot to put down, and there's programs obviously that you can work with there. VA loans for veterans, those are available to you if you're a veteran and you've earned that benefit through working in the military. Thank you for your service, by the way, if you have. And those are great loans because you don't have, they're 100% funded, so you don't have to come in with a down payment or anything like that. And there's some certain perks go along with that. If you want any more information regarding either of those two loan types, let me know and I can get you in touch with somebody that can give you the rundown on those. And then I've also seen conventional. Those loans are usually, I would say, anywhere between 5 to 30%, depending on the company you use, what their policy procedures are. And I think there's USDA loans still out there as well that you can use. I believe the address has to qualify for the USDA loan, and it's ran through a database to see if it qualifies. But yeah, I believe there might be, FHA 203K. That's a construction loan that you can use to help refurbish a property or renovate a property. And I believe how those work. I could be wrong. I'm not a lender by any means, but I believe how those work is that you find a subject property, and then that you're okay with, but you want to have the renovation cost tied into the loan, so they'll go ahead and do that. And I believe you have to provide 3 different contractor bids, and then they kind of average it out. I haven't had the opportunity to work with that, but I'm looking forward to the day that I do.
But you have several lenders that you personally work with that you can refer your clients out to. Yeah, absolutely. We have all the people that you need to talk to learn more about that and how to utilize that benefit or loan. Well, Chris, it's been such a privilege having you on the show. If anyone out there wants to reach you, what's the best way to get in touch with you? So the best way to get in touch with me is either call me or text me on my cell phone number. It's 559-827-7872. Please leave me a message. If you're not able to get back to me, I will get back to you as prompt as possible. And you can also start searching for homes on my website at www.chrismontiel.com. And if you are an email person, I'm okay with that too. Go ahead and email me at sellwithmontiel@gmail.com. SELLMO. I'm sorry, I can't even spell. SELLWITHMONTIEL@gmail.com. And don't forget to tell everyone about your awesome app on your phone. That's right. So if you're on the go and you're looking at properties going on open houses, it's a great app to have. Rivals with the Zillow and Trulia app. In most cases, I feel that it's better, but that's just me, maybe. It's more accurate. I would say it's more accurate. And the reason behind that is that it's tied to the MLS that we use, the multiple listing service. So I believe I was told that it updates 4 times a day, and I'm not sure how many times that Zillow or Trulia updates a day. So you might have more accurate houses that are actually on market and accurate pricing as well. So that's something. And if you want to get a hold of that app, I can help with that. You can text me and I can get that going for you as well. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. Always. Thank you guys for watching our show, and we'll be back next week, next Tuesday at 12 noon. Have a fantastic day. Have a good one.